There are so many reasons why people love flying with just a carry-on, but one of the biggest motivators is the need to pack as light as possible. Airlines can be pretty strict about weight limits, and you don't want to get caught off guard at the gate and have to pay a hefty fee. Plus, let's be honest, hauling a heavy bag through the airport and lifting it into the overhead bin isn't exactly fun. So today I've got 10 ways you can pack a lighter carry-on. And I'm gonna be real with you guys, like I always am, some of these might be some hard truths that you have to realize. But if you truly want the freedom of packing light, I promise it'll be worth it. All right, number 1 is realizing that downsizing your bag is the key to packing light. The simplest and most effective way to pack lighter is to choose a smaller bag. You can only pack so much into one bag, so the smaller it is, the less you can take, and ideally, the lighter it will be. But don't worry, a smaller bag doesn't mean you have to sacrifice space. If you invest in a well-designed bag with thoughtful compartments and organization, you'll truly be amazed at how much you can actually fit. One of the best examples for a bag like this is the Bento Bag by Nomad Lane, who is kindly sponsoring this part of today's video. I've been wanting to try one of these out for so long, and I finally have my hands on one. This is basically the next generation of duffel bags. It opens down the middle like a suitcase, so you've got room on each side to pack clothes, maybe even a pair of shoes, and then it's full of zippered pockets and compartments to carry every little thing and accessory you might need to bring. And there's a place for all of it. It fits as a personal item bag for most North American flights, so it's compact but makes super efficient use of every inch of space. In this bag, you can easily fit a few outfits, toiletries, accessories, and even a laptop. So if you truly want to downsize your carry-on by minimizing the actual bag that you use, this bento bag is going to be the closest thing to feeling like you're still using a suitcase. But if you're still set on a roller bag, the good news is that there are plenty of lightweight options out there. One of my favorites is the Travel Pro Max Light 5. This soft-sided roller bag is incredibly light, leaving you with more room for your gear. It comes in multiple sizes, so be sure to check your airline's carry-on requirements. To be safe though, you could go with the 19-inch spinner wheel here. It's super light at 5.5 pounds or 2.5 kilograms. So it leaves you lots of room for everything else that you want to pack. I also love this soft-sided carry-on by Bricks, which is also 2.5 kilograms. What I like about this bag compared to the Travel Pro is that it's a lot less rigid, meaning there's more wiggle room if you do have to squish it down into the sizer bins if you ever need to. But even though it's less rigid, it's still made from durable material that's water resistant, and I would say the dual wheels are definitely smoother than the Travel Pros. Plus, this bag looks pretty sleek and sophisticated. It's also not quite as wide as the Travel Pro, which some airlines have these oddly low width restrictions, so this could be a good option as well. Now, this bag isn't cheap, but so far it seems really heavy duty and it does fit the requirements on a lot of European airlines, so I'm probably going to use this one for my next Europe trip, so stay tuned for an upcoming video for that. If you're looking for something even lighter, check out the July Carry-On Light. It's one of the lightest on the market, making it a game changer for packing light without sacrificing durability. I'm working on getting my hands on one of these because it is super light at only 3.9 pounds or 1.8 kilograms. If you compare this with some of the more popular bags out there, it's so much lighter. For example, when you get into bags like Monos or Away or Level 8, those are in the 7 to 9 pound range. Once you've chosen your bag, it's time to assess everything you plan to pack. Take a good, hard look at each item. Is it really necessary, or are you packing it just out of habit? You might be surprised how many things you automatically throw in without thinking. A good rule of thumb to ask yourself is, when was the last time I used this? If it wasn't recently, chances are you probably won't use it on your trip either. Here are some examples of things to think about when doing your audit. Avoid taking multiple pairs of jeans. Jeans are heavy and they take up a lot of space, but people often pack more than they need. So I suggest one versatile pair that can be dressed up or down. For t-shirts and tops, avoid bringing tops that look the same. For example, I'm notorious for loving my black shirts, so when doing my final audit of what clothes I want to bring, I really try to remove any tops that look similar. And same with accessories, things like scarves, hats, jewelry. If you haven't worn it at home in a while, you probably won't wear it on your trip. Similarly, and the best way to shed some weight is to ditch the what-if outfits. Resist packing extra outfits that you will not wear, and you have to be real with yourself here. It is super easy to overpack those what-if things you bring just in case you might need them. But if your goal is to pack light, you do need to be strict about leaving these things behind. If you don't wear it regularly at home, chances are you won't wear it on your trip. Stick to the essentials and leave the what-ifs at home. I like the 2-to-1 rule to help with this. If you have 2 similar pieces of clothing, you only get to take 1. Number 5 is to keep it real. Pack for your actual itinerary. This is where you have to be realistic and pack for what you're actually going to do and be really honest with yourself here. When packing, you have to think realistically about what you'll be doing on your trip, not what you hope you'll be doing. So, for example, are you really going to go for a run every morning? Are you really going to hit the hotel gym? Are you going to feel comfortable in a fancy dress for a spontaneous night out, even after you're kind of bloated from traveling and eating different foods than you're used to? Just stay true to yourself and pack for only what you're likely to use, not for this fantasy version of yourself on vacation. Sorry. Number 6 is to learn how to minimize your toiletries without sacrificing the essentials. Most travel-sized toiletries are still larger than what you'll need for your trip. Instead of packing full 3-ounce containers, downsize to exactly what you need to bring. Toiletry pouches are an amazing solution here because they conform to the space you fill, unlike rigid containers. And remember, a little goes a long way, especially for short trips. Those travel silicone toiletry containers are 3 ounces, and most of you won't need a full 3 ounces of each type of liquid you're bringing. So even if you only fill it halfway, it's still taking up space and weight in your bag, which is why these little pouches work so well. For more creative ideas to minimize your toiletries, check out my full video on this topic here. Sometimes the easiest way to pack light is to rethink your routine. For example, you might be able to swap a bulky item like a blow dryer for one provided at your accommodation. If you've seen my previous videos, you know I love my Revlon hairdryer brush combo, but it weighs a ton and does take up a lot of space. So when I need to pack light, I do bring just a small round brush and use that in combination with the hotel hairdryer instead. As much as I don't want to, sometimes I just gotta be realistic. So consider how you can streamline your routine to eliminate unnecessary items from your packing list. Some other examples to help you simplify your routine would be to pack multi-purpose products, maybe like a moisturizer with built-in SPF, multi-purpose makeup products, or even booking accommodations with a washing machine. But if you have kids or husbands, instead of bringing a Steam Deck, maybe bring a small Game Boy instead. Number 8 is to find lighter and more compact versions of your items when possible. Nothing bulky or heavy ever gets packed. These days, there are always lightweight alternatives for everything, whether that's clothes, shoes, bags, whatever. Think about it this way. Just because something works for you at home doesn't mean it's the best option for travel. There are so many lightweight and compact alternatives to everyday items, from travel towels to folding hairbrushes. Number 9 is master the art of layering and the secret to more outfits with fewer clothes. If you learn how to layer smart, you can pack ultra light. Layering is the key to creating more outfit options without overpacking. Instead of packing bulky sweaters, focus on lighter layers that can be mixed and matched for different looks. This way, you'll have more outfit combinations while still keeping your carry-on pretty light. I've talked about merino wool clothing before, and honestly, this is a perfect example. It's lightweight and ultra breathable, but also temperature regulated. That way, it can be reworn multiple times in a row, so if you choose a few key pieces that all work together, you really can create a variety of outfits. If merino wool doesn't work for you, find a fabric that does, and find your staple clothes and create a bit of a capsule wardrobe. And finally, number 10, you have to be ruthless with your shoe selection. Shoes add so much extra bulk and weight, so you really do have to be selective when it comes to picking your shoes. We all know shoes are the heaviest and bulkiest items that you can pack, so you really do have to be intentional about what you bring. I would say stick to 2 to 3 pairs max and prioritize comfort and versatility. For most trips, an everyday pair of sneakers or walking shoes will do the trick, and then pair that with a sandal or a more seasonal appropriate option. You want to pack shoes that can pull double duty and match with most of your outfits. So for example, here are some shoe combinations that I recommend. You can do a white sneaker with tan sandals. This worked great for me on my recent trip to California. Or you can do white runners and these black sandals. This would be perfect for a Europe trip. And this is probably what I'm going to be packing for my trip to Portugal, so stay tuned for an upcoming video about that. I actually wrote a whole blog post that has more shoe combinations for different types of trips and for both men and women if you need more ideas, so be sure to check that out. That's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bag, 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 bags, bag, bags, sorry.